4 Reasons Why Your Candidate Experience is All F***ed Up. Written by Ira Wolfe. Why are we still talking about candidate experience as we head into 2020? Because it's still broken. Despite all the recruitment and media attention focused on the job seeker these days, the state of the candidate experience in many organizations can be summed up by 4 letters: FCDD. FCDD is a 4-letter mnemonic created by CX and UX strategist Debbbie Levitt to represent what she calls the 4 Horsemen of Bad CX: frustration, confusion, disappointment and distraction. These 4 horsemen represent candidate exasperation, 4 emotions that candidates emit when they attempt to interact with your company website and application. These 4 horsemen almost single-handedly crush the engagement of up to 9 out of 10 candidates who want to work for you, but quit before applying. Before offering common examples of the 4 horsemen of bad CX, let me define candidate experience. Too often companies believe that the candidate experience (CX) journey starts after a candidate applies for a role at your company. But it actually begins long before that, and includes every interaction, passive or active, between you and the candidate. Often ignored but critical touchpoints include your career site's mobile friendliness, page speed, responsiveness, the colors you use, your navigation, the feel and mood of your brand, your applicant workflow, buttons, menus, errors, voice commands, and even employee and customer reviews. It encompasses your job listings, your applicant tracking system and job application, your response to candidates, and the speed of that response. It also includes the interview, the preparation of your hiring managers and onboarding. Each of these touchpoints is vulnerable to the 4 horsemen of bad CX, and therefore presents an opportunity to beat your competition, or risk disengaging candidates. Fortunately, many of the fixes for bad CX are low-hanging fruit, requiring little or no budget and minimal expertise or resources. Here are some of the most blatant examples of bad CX I've seen over the past year, and how to fix them. Number 1. Frustration. Imagine that a candidate Googling your company is met with the following message: your connection to this site is not secure. What are the chances he or she would proceed to apply for a job? Likely, very small. And yet 1 out of 5 of the world's top 100,000 websites still aren't using secure encryption or HTTPS, which prevents that connection warning from appearing. An even more common cause of frustration is the length of the application. Application rates drop by 365% if it takes more than 15 minutes to complete. What's more, applications with more than 20 questions lose 40% of applicants. More than 45 questions and a whopping 88.7% of applicants are gone. Another pet peeve for candidates is the failure of many sites to save the application information they provided if they are interrupted and need to finish it later. Solution: make sure your career pages, job listings and application meet the Minimal Encryption Standard (SSL). Create a short and simple screening application. Then, if the applicant is qualified, invite them to complete your longer application. Provide progress bars and save for later functions so that candidates can take breaks during the process and return right where they left off. Number 2. Confusion. In a review of 100 random company websites, I discovered that only 13 had a clear pathway from the home page to their career site. Because over 61% of job seekers visit your website before applying to a job at your company, it's critical that you make it easy and convenient to jump from the home page to the career site. On most sites, a careers link was buried at the bottom of a long page in the footer. Others included it in a drop-down menu under About Us and Resources. Finding a career page shouldn't be a game of Where's Waldo. In addition to having trouble finding the careers page, many applicants suffer from bad UX and technological difficulties during the application process. More than half of respondents to a recent study said they have encountered a technical issue, error, or have been unable to complete the search and application process, which ultimately led them to abandon the application. Solution: if you're having trouble hiring qualified workers, stop playing hide and seek with your career site. At minimum, careers or jobs should have its own button on the navigation menu. Add it to your header, especially if you have a rotating carousel of images. And make sure all your career pages, links, registration forms, and apps work. Number 3. Disappointment. One of the biggest jobseeker pet peeves is the HR black hole. 52% of candidates were still waiting for a response 3 months after applying, while 63% of job seekers say they are dissatisfied with the communication from most potential employers. As a result, nearly 7 out of 10 candidates would rarely or never reapply to a company that doesn't communicate well, and 69% of them would discuss the poor candidate experience with a friend or colleague, which may only deter others from applying to roles at your company as well. UX and web mobile design can also impact the candidate experience. 70% of job seekers use a mobile device to search and apply for a job, but fewer than 40% of career sites and applications are mobile ready. If your site isn't optimized for mobile, you're missing out on promising candidates.
Hi there, this is Ira Wolfe. It's 2020. Unemployment is at record lows, and yet many companies still don't seem to get it. According to the 2019 Talent Board Candidate Experience Benchmark Study, candidate resentment increased 40% over the last year. That's just plain outrageous. That's also just one of the many reasons I've opened a new community called Googlization Nation. Googlization Nation is free. It's a community of like-minded people just like you who are committed to not just improving, but transforming the candidate and employee experience. By joining, you'll receive advance notice about weekly live stream events scheduled for 2020 on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Updates about my weekly Geek Skeezers and Googlization podcast. Dozens of new articles, access to a private membership group, and interesting white papers I collect while doing my research. And listen to this. My best-selling book, Recruiting in the Age of Googlization, has been updated and republished in a second edition. By joining Googlization Nation, you will have an opportunity to get a free copy. Yes, you heard that right, a free paperback copy, and as a special bonus, I'll send you a digital copy too. This offer is available to only the first 1,000 requests. So hurry, go to join.googlizationnation.com. It's displayed on the screen right now, and join me and a whole lot of colleagues looking to connect, share, and learn together. The candidate experience doesn't just need improvement. It desperately needs a transformative makeover. Let's do it together. I hope to see you inside Googlization Nation soon.